This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. Not everyone is careful with your personal information, which might explain why there's a victim of identity theft every 5 seconds in the US. Fortunately, there's LifeLock. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity. If your identity is stolen, a US-based restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year by visiting lifelock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
The NBA playoffs are here, and I'm getting my bets in on FanDuel. Talk to me, Chuck GPT. What do you know?
All sorts of interesting stuff, even Charles Barkley's greatest fear.
Hey, nobody needs to know that.
New customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if you win. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook.
21 plus and present in select states. Must be first online real money wager. $5 deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets that expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/PODKATZ13. Just go to Indeed.com/PODKATZ13 right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
You're listening to Saucepans and Sidesteps.
Welcome back to the Saucepans and Sidesteps podcast. You are joining us today for one of our exclusive player interviews. And this time around, I am delighted to be welcomed by Scarlets and Wales loosehead prop, Kelmsley Mathias. Good afternoon, Kelmsley.
Good afternoon. Glad to be here. Very honoured to be here. So.
Well, cheers, mate. Cheers. So, first of all, how's things going down in SA? You flew down from Joburg to Durban a couple of days ago. All settled in nicely in the hotel?
Yeah, settled in. Been here down 2 days, so enjoying the weather. Did our first training session today in the heat and got a taste for it. So yes, it's been good.
Yeah. So everyone always talks about having to journey down to South Africa and stuff. So what does the journey actually look like? Is it Bristol Airport, 6 a.m. job on the week before, or what does that journey actually look like?
It was a midday travel from Park Scarlets to London Heathrow, and then flew overnight then to Johannesburg. So it wasn't too bad. Try and get some sleep on the flight, and then you're in South Africa the next day. Then, so yeah, it wasn't too bad actually.
Oh, that's not so bad. So there's no change in Dubai or something.
No, but we have had that in previous years, so we went straight over, which was nice.
And is it business class, first class, champagne all around?
It's economy. But luckily I had no one sitting to the left of me, so I could spread out a bit.
Oh, that's all right, yeah, because they always talk about obviously rugby boys on plane on economy is like leg rooms are premium. Who do you not want to sit next to on the plane? I guess Lousy,
the front rower, or Sam or Vi. Yeah, I don't want them.
Yeah. So you're okay sleeping on the plane? Sorry, go on, mate.
Yeah, I'm right sleeping on the plane, but yeah, it's what you got to get it done. Right? You got to get to. Got to get to the place. So
yeah, and then what is there like a recovery when you get there? Do you have to do like a training session, or is it just like get some sleep in you, or what is it?
Yeah, sleep's obviously very important, and then we get in the pool. There's a pool at the hotel. Get in the pool, stretch. We have soft tissue treatments just to get the fly out of the body, and try and feel as normal as possible, because it does take it out of you a little bit, which you forget. But we sort of got around that.
Yeah. So what's the mood in the camp at the moment? Obviously, the great win at the weekend just gone over the Lions. Our first win for the Scarlets in South Africa in the URC era. Obviously, beat the Southern Kings back in the day, but everyone must be pretty buoyed after that.
Yeah, the hoil in the camp is pretty high. Building some good momentum as a team. So, obviously, it's like you said, the first win in South Africa for a Welsh side. So that's history in itself. But yeah, it's a good feeling in the camp, especially coming into Saturday against the Sharks.
And
So yeah,
were you confident going into that game? Obviously, the weight of that history, or were you backing yourselves like, no, we reckon we're better than these?
definitely we had the belief that we could win. Um, that was like the key word all week, believing that we could do it. Knowing that altitude was a big part to play. We had a game plan for that and trying to combat that altitude and slow the game down in the right times of the game just to obviously get our breath back, and it paid dividends in the first half and allowed us to pull away then in the second half. So yeah, we definitely had the belief there and it showed really.
Was that the plan between Tane and Sam putting in a couple of high shots early on? Is get the TMO involved?
Well,
So the
no, that
game plan?
wasn't. I was watching on the bench thinking, well, yeah, that's not the game plan. But luckily, we came on the right side of the ref for one of them.
Yeah.
But no, it wasn't. No.
Okay, fair enough. And what's the team bonding like down there? Do you go on safari? Have you got activities?
Yeah, we've got activities. We played golf already here in Durban. We had a lot of boys on that, and we go for food out most nights. So we're socializing as a team, not in and around training, but obviously all day. So it's yeah, crucial that we spend time with one another and build relationships and all that, and get to know one another, and it'll help on the field. But yeah, you can definitely see the bonding aspect now. One weekend compared to previous trips, I guess.
Have you had a
Yeah.
braai?
We have had a braai. We had that in Johannesburg after the game. But we have pretty much a braai every day with the food here. It tastes like a braai. But I'm not complaining. It's good food, yeah.
Yeah, who's leading that? Is it Albert? Is it Marnus?
I think I think Mark Albert's got his fingers in some pies organising it. Yeah, I think so. I think
Nice
they
one.
get a bit cranky when they don't have a braai. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can imagine. So let's talk about you a bit more then. So let's start with your rugby journey. So where did you come through? What club did you start your journey at, and how did that lead you on to playing for the Scarlets?
So started my journey from Narberth. Played there from under eights to youth. So I played there all the way through, and then played. Then obviously got your like player pathway. Then so played county under 15s for Pembrokeshire. Then Scarlets under 16s, Scarlets under 18s, and Wales under 18s, Wales 20s. Played for Carmarthen Queensland semi-pro, and then yeah, made my debut in 2021 for Scarlets against Cardiff Blues, and then obviously played 5 games for Wales after the 23 season to now. So yeah, it's been a bit of a the last few years been a bit, what's the word? Like it's been a fast track really, but I've been loving it pretty much, loving how it's going.
Yeah, and at what age do you decide that you're a prop? At what age do you get told? Are you out on the wing chucking the ball around and someone goes, "No, mate."
I think I don't know what age you start doing scrummaging. Was it under 8s or 9s? But I was a big boy, like I wasn't small, so I was put straight into tight head. So I played tight head till I was 19, and then
Nice.
I moved to loose head then. But I wouldn't want to go back over to tight head. But yeah, I was put straight into tight head as a youngster, so that's all I ever knew. Wish they put me on the wing. It's not on the wing, but wish put me number 8 or something. I would be a bit more athletic, I guess. But no, I can't complain.
Like it, frustrated number 8. Well, that's something that Mark always says about you is your ball carrying. Do you think that's what you put down as one of your USPs?
Yeah, definitely one of my USPs. So I try to be as dynamic as I can, really. Constantly improving, obviously, but I'm not a finished product by no means. But yeah, that's what I aspire to be my USP. Yeah.
Yeah, well, speaking of that, the improvement, obviously there was a lot of chat last season about how you were one of the most penalised props in the URC, and this season I think you won the first 10 games without giving away a penalty. So
Yeah.
what do you put that huge step forward down to?
The ref. Well, no, part of it is the ref making silly calls, but I haven't changed much of my process, but I tell you, if we're talking about scrums now, like the likes of Heps and um, Henry Thomas coming in, just helping us out scrum time with that maturity and knowledge that they've had over the years of their playing days. So yeah, I think that's allowed us to have a good weapon at scrum time, because I can't remember what the stats were, but we were the top five for like scrum percentage success or something
Yeah.
halfway through the season. So I don't know what it's like now, but yeah, we know we're.
Shall I tell you? I've got it up.
Oh, go on.
Hang on. Club stats, team stats, set piece. This is from 22nd of April. Just keep it fresh. There we go. 8th of May. Team stats. You're still pretty high. Come on, website. Don't let me down here. Set piece. Scrum success, Scarlets third in club rugby. That includes top 14, Super Rugby, English Premiership, URC, Scarlets third overall.
See, so that speaks for itself, really. So, and that's yeah, we've definitely been a bit more emphasis on that this year, and we've been working hard to keep that. Yeah.
Yeah. So we talk about like painting pictures and things, and you talk about the referee. Do you think just but at some point in last season, you just had a reputation of you'd given away a few penalties, so refs were just looking for you or something?
That definitely could be the case, yeah. And also, Scarlets weren't doing too well in the league. Maybe that has to play with things like obviously your higher teams in the league have an advantage. Who knows? But yeah, I don't want to. I was joking with the ref. I do blame the ref for some of the calls, but that's just me being.
Hey, look, no prop has
my...
ever given away a penalty. If you look at the faces when you all stand up, it's like, what are you talking about, mate?
Yeah,
so,
you just act a fool there. I don't know what's happened there.
Yeah, so like you say, with Hepburn and Henry Thomas coming in, obviously massively experienced international props, and then you've got like guys that you came through with would be someone like Rob Evans or Werner Kruger as well on the other side. So Werner Kruger is like the scrum coach of the Bulls now, and their scrum is amazing.
Yeah, they're a good outfit. We obviously, when we played them in the park, each scrum was like a maximal effort, but we did a good job against them. But we know how destructive they can be, so there's a huge emphasis on that game. But yeah, credit to Werner for what he's doing out there. But like South Africa, like internationally itself, that they use it as such a weapon. It's actually really impressive how they like emphasize the scrum and how everyone, the whole eight, has a buy-in. So yeah, that's something that we could always take from as well. But yeah, it's impressive how South African teams and international side work it, really.
Yeah, and so talking those players that you came through with, what kind of influence did the likes of Rob Evans, Wyn Jones as well, British and Irish Lion, Lou said, have on you?
Yeah, well, I got to spend a lot of time with Rob because he's from the same place as I'm from. We're related, so I got to spend a lot more time. Yeah, a lot more time than the average person. But he like took me under his wing pretty much and tried to share his knowledge. And yeah, even with Heps and then like whoever comes in, I don't want to be set in my ways and think I know everything. I want to be a sponge. Even when you have accolades, you want to be a sponge and take it all in. So that's what I try and do. And yeah, Rob, like I could pick things from Wyn's scrummaging that I thought he did really well, or Heps, and then I could pick how good was Rob around the park. Do you know what I mean? Like, and his ball playing skills and his confidence, things you can just pick off each individual who you like, and that's what I try to do in my game. And obviously, then I've used a little bit of my own how I want to play as well. But yeah, take things from other people that you think would work for you.
Yeah, for sure. So, quick mention of someone who, obviously, Scarlets legend league winner, who sadly had to retire a year or so ago, Samson Lee. Did you scrummage against him much in training? What was he like to push against?
Yeah, he was hard. He was hard to scrummage against. In fairness to him, he was a very good tight head. And like for when I think I was 20, 21, scrummage against Samps, and that was like the perfect thing I needed for my young career, was scrummage against a experienced tight like that. And yeah, he was tough, and there's a few battles there, but did I have one over him? I don't think I did, but yeah, I learned a lot from scrummage against Samps. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, and then in terms of someone who's coming back, it was kind of Samson Lee's partner in crime is Jake Ball's back next year.
Yep.
And he's going to be, is he going to be behind you? Or is he going to be on the other side?
I think quite possibly be behind. I don't know if they'll swap him to put him around tired side. I don't know how big he is. I think he's lost a little bit but he'll push hard regardless. I would personally like him having him behind me, but yeah, he'll be a great addition to the squad, like he used to play. So yeah, looking forward to seeing him over here.
Yeah, for sure. And you can compare beards tips as well. Um, so, so let's get into some more of the nerdy scrummager stuff. So,
Yeah.
so this is from Big M, who's the regular host of this. He's a big scrum nerd, so he just wanted to like if you could talk through your process when you're setting, how you're getting in position. Do you bind on the shirt? Do you bind on the shorts of the hooker? Just talk us through that.
I don't want to give any secrets away. Nah, so obviously I'll bind before the tight head. I'll bind on the hooker's shirt about just below his armpit. I'll try and get my hips slightly in front of his, just because. See, I'm gonna get too technical now. I don't want to get too technical because
Just go as technical as you want, mate. We've got educated people listen to this.
Obviously, the tight head is normally promoted, the opposition tight head, so I want to be promoted. I don't want to be sat behind the hooker to create a seam for him to scrummage in. So try and be a bit more promoted, and then on bind, then I'll naturally slip back in parallel with the hooker's head, if that makes sense. So it doesn't create a seam for the tight head to scrummage into. Sorry, I had a miscall there. And then what else would I be doing? And then just on the bind, then trying to get high bind, so high elbow, just so I can get under the tight head's chest, really. And then on engagement, and then it's just getting out. But that will be like the back five's job to get us front row out then. So that's quite dulled down version, but I think you get the understanding.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I love it. So where is your strength coming from as a prop? Is it your back? Is it your neck? Is it your legs? Just everywhere.
So like on binds, you have to have a strong neck to take the weight. So like if you don't have a strong neck, you won't be able to take the weight. But then you need a strong back and lower back for a loose head, especially to keep up the tight head. But then you need a strong glutes and quads to obviously push forward in the scrum. So when you think about it, the scrum is like a full body exercise. Obviously your whole body's bracing as well. You got your abs working, your core working, every muscle is needed for a scrum. So yeah, but mainly back, legs, neck. But I know that's quite a lot.
Yeah, what kind of exercise are you doing in the gym that maybe the other boys don't do?
I wouldn't say it's anything out of the ordinary. Maybe just a bit heavier.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Yeah, so no like neck specific stuff.
Yeah. Forwards especially has more neck than backs, but yeah, props we want to load it heavier than some of the other forwards. Got this like special contraption where like you can rotate this weight when you're like laying over a bench and stuff, but can't do it too much in the week when you're playing because you don't want to fatigue your neck. But yeah, especially once a week you can load it pretty heavy, and then yeah, just like back squats going pretty heavy, RDLs, deadlifts, just your natural strength work really, just trying to get as strong as possible. And then you get a lot of load then in the week from the actual scrummaging. So yeah, you get your load from scrums then.
Yeah. Do we prefer to do live scrums in training, or do we prefer scrum machine?
No scrum machine.
No scrum machine.
No. Always live scrums, because you just can't replicate a scrum on a machine. Do you know what I mean? You got the opposition dictating angles, pressure onto you. It's just the real deal. You have to do live scrums in the week. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Dan Human said in Chasing the Sun, wasn't it? I've never seen a scrum machine on the rugby field.
Yeah,
So
and I watched that clip and I was like, that's so true. But I've heard about their scrum sessions and they sound a bit bonkers. But
does that make you go, oh, I'd love to sample that?
yeah, I would. I would like to be involved in one of those sessions. But like, yeah, the Saffers are intense, and so they. But that's why they're so good, I guess. They're focused on it, and they're doing it to the extreme, so they'll be better. So yeah.
So who in the Scarlets now is top for the deadlift or the bench press?
Oh, that's a great question. Deadlift. I don't know. I don't know about deadlift. I know I'd be up there. I don't want to be sound what you call arrogant. I reckon I'll be up. There's a few boys will be up there. But for bench press, I know Sam O'Connor's got a good bench. Samson, before he retired, had a good bench. Around like a 180-ish, maybe a bit more, 185. So Sam O'Connor's got a like 175, 170. I don't know. I don't want to give him too much here. Josh Mawson in the development, he's got 175. So yeah, I think I need to do a bit more benching to catch him up, really.
And what were the backs? Who's the strongest back?
That's a good question. I know when Ryan Comby was here, he was pretty strong, and Foxy was strong. But there's no one standing out to me, actually.
I mean, Cowdell's obviously he's got.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Gar's got a strong bench. Yeah, he's got a 140 bench, I think. And for his weight, that's pretty impressive. Like, and he's in good nick, isn't he? So
he is in good nick. Fair play to him. Well, it's like him not playing in this game will be the first game he's not started in the URC because he's out.
Yeah, I know.
That's insane fitness.
Oh well, yeah. In fairness to him, he keeps his body in good condition. I don't know how he does it, but he avoids the bumps and bruises, I guess, and he's able to stay fit. So yeah, that's good credit, that.
Yeah, fair play. So last scrum question then, bringing it back to that. How do you analyze opposition scrums when you're coming up someone like how much do you watch and then what exactly are you watching for?
I was going to use the Sharks, but I'll use the Lions, for example. So they got their tired Asanati.
Yeah, massive. What is he, 158 kg?
Yeah, 150 at least. But we knew that he's like the catalyst for their scrum. So if the loose head and hooker can work together, pin him on the bind so he can't get out on the engagement, put him onto his heels, then we knew we'd be in a good spot to pin him and try and attack him that way. If we gave him a gap and his perfect setup before the engagement, then we knew he'd be able to get out and cause problems. And then allows them having a foothold into the game, and they can have a kick to corner of territory, of points, whatever. So we knew it was important. So we look at it like that. We'll sit as a front row on a Monday or Tuesday morning and analyze the opposition front row and where we can go after them and where they have their own strengths, which we need to be wary of. And then after that, really, it's up to the boys to individually watch it. But we don't watch it again as a front row. We'll just focus on ourselves and what our process is like in the week, and getting our house in order. And then that's it, really.
Yeah, awesome. So I kind of mentioned it there with Ntavikani with his weight, and Ben Tameifune is another one they talk about being massive. It's something that pundits often talk about is they talk about the size of props. How much of an advantage is size, and how much of it is just like doesn't matter how big you are, your technique needs to be on point.
Yeah, but these big tight heads have good technique, see. So it's just like they got both those things. So obviously, it's physics. Weight will move mass, like, do you mean? But with good technique, then it's a challenge. Then it's a harder contest for a smaller loose head to scrummage against. So weight does mean it does make a difference, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But you can nullify it with technique or technical things to change their setup. For example, like putting the tight head onto his heels, so he's feeling the weight, so he's less likely to get out the blocks. Whereas if he's on his toes, it's something so subtle, but it's quite important. Or get him readjusting back on the bind, so he's not comfortable. Or helping your hooker use his left shoulder to pin the tight head from going into the seam, so then he's more squarer. So then the loose head has a bigger chunk to attack him, for example. Just small things like that, which technical things that you can get around without being 150 kilos yourself. Do you know what I mean? So it's quite complex, but us front rowers know what's going on.
Exactly. So does scrums have calls like lineouts then? Do you go right doing this then at this scrum? Or
for example, if we want to try and to attack for a penalty or for dominance, we have a special call. But yeah, it's not as complex as a line-out calling system. No, it isn't.
Okay. So, and speaking of line-out, that's another thing that's come up leaps and bounds this season as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, you be part of that as a lifter. I think line-out success, we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th in the world, 90.5. So what do you put that improvement down to? Is it obviously we've had a bit of recruitment? I don't know if that's something that Albert's taken over a bit more. What do you put down to just that? Again, just set piece is kind of night and day compared to last season.
Well, before he did get injured, Max Douglas was a very composed lineup baller and made your Vi's and Sammy's job so much easier, and to call in the right areas. So that is crucial, having a confident, composed lineup baller for ball winning the right areas. Confidence it is important, and Max was like that before he got injured. But even now, like with Sammy calling, he is composed. He does the right calls, just backs it, and everyone just believes in the right call, and yeah, it works. So I do think that detail is a bit more than last year, but which is obviously down to Albert. But I think the boys are getting their roles right. The clarity is there, if that makes sense. There's less indecision or lack of role knowledge, which is just in-house stuff. That's just personal. But yeah, it's definitely better, and then it's just evident with that success.
Yeah, that definitely does come across as a fan when you watch it. Obviously, I've watching every minute of the Scarlets so far this season compared to last season. I remembered sometimes last season there was a couple of lineouts that spring to mind where I was like, do the boys know what they're doing here? And then this season it's just been absolutely. How does Vi get that many steals? Like, it's ridiculous. He must be the best in the world at doing it.
Oh, he's a freak athlete. Like, he'll just jump himself when he's halfway up the air. So all I have to do is just finish the lift. He is a freak athlete, and it's just easy to lift him. So in fairness to him, he's very good line out defense. He'll give the attack a space where they think they can attack to, and he'll shut it off like a trap. So he's quite smart in the way he does his defense. But all my job is there just to lift him, and I just get bollocking if I don't lift him. But yeah, he's halfway up the air, in the air anyway. So he's immense.
We had a couple of fun ones against the Lions. There was the one where Johnny and Joe were lifting Vaya at the front, and they dropped him on his face. That didn't quite go to plan.
Yeah, well, yeah. They're not used to lifting, are they? But yeah, try and do like trick plays like that. Try and be creative. Throw off the defense.
There was the one off the tap as well.
Yeah, I know, that was the one we were planning on all week, and we were expecting them to hit us like they did, and they did. So it worked well, really. We're hoping to maul them over, but it's what it is.
Yeah. Oh well, won the game anyway. It doesn't matter, does it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, just awesome, mate. So that brings to the end of kind of the nerdiness of it. So this is kind of the accessible bit. This is the quick fire questions. So it's quick as you like. One word answers. Just first thing that pops into your head. No complexity to it whatsoever.
Oh no.
All right then. So first one, tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Early bird or night owl?
It's a tough one. I'm naturally a night owl, but I prefer to be an early bird. If that makes sense.
I think I might be with you on that. Reset the scrum or tap and go?
Depends where on the pitch. I'd say reset the scrum.
Ah, I see. Scarlets, tap and go from everywhere.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, I'll have to run after Archie, who's half it, tap and go from 5 meters out, so from our line. So, yeah, I'll go set scrum.
All right, then. Favorite player growing up?
Jonah Lomu.
That's what I used to watch. That. Yeah.
I that's all I watched. I didn't watch any other props. I just watched Jonah Lomu's highlight reel. That's all I watched.
Fair play. Any superpower? What would you have?
I know it's just. I'll just say telekinesis.
Nice. Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah,
I think someone else said that as well. I can't remember. If you could be any animal, what would you be?
I'd either be a cheetah because I want to go fast, or a killer whale, be an apex predator, or something apex, or a lion, something apex.
No,
Yeah.
Nice, fair play. And then
That's
finally,
yeah.
Finally, 3 dreamed dinner guests, dead or alive, any time in human history. You could have them round for dinner. Which 3 are you taking?
I'm into my golf for the minute, so I'm going to pick Tiger Woods.
I think he's the most picked one, by the way.
Is he? Right.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to go for history. I'm going to go Jesus.
Right.
And then I'm going to go Marcus Aurelius.
Really?
Yeah.
Fair
Just so
play.
there'll be a bit of conversation at the table, and it won't just all be about golf. I can learn something then.
Yeah, like Jesus is into his golf. Everybody knows that. Anyway.
Yeah.
So that brings us to the end, Kelmsley. Thanks so much for joining me today. Great chat. If anybody's enjoyed what they've seen today, don't forget to like the video. Give us a subscribe if you're on YouTube, or if you're listening on the audio format, give us a 5-star review and share a link with a mate, because that really helps us grow. So cheers, Kelmsley, and good luck at the weekend against the Sharks.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
That was Saucepans and Sidesteps. Please rate, review and share on socials if you can, and join us again next week for more of the same. And until then, enjoy your rugby.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number Everything Smart Bed sale. Every smart bed and base are on sale during our Memorial Day event. Up to 50% off, plus free home delivery. Limited time. Exclusively to Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.